Welcome to the AV Report. I'm your host, Justin O'Connor. So we had two pieces of industry news float up in the last week or so. The first one is going to be my big topic for this week, and that is the change from InfoComm to AVIXA. And if you've been watching the social media in our industry, you've seen people making fun of the name and joking about the name, and some people complaining about the name and that there was a change in name. And you know what? The bottom line is the name changed. Who cares? That's not the important part of this. It's an element of it, but that's not what matters. What matters is what it means about the organization. That's fine. It's totally natural to have fun with it. It's what we do. I worked for a brand and we changed not the brand name, but the brand slogan while I was an employee there. And we, who even worked for the company, made fun of it and had fun with it, although it was a really great slogan. But for a couple months, we came up with clever ways of using it to entertain ourselves. That's just naturally what we do. And that's what's happening with a lot of the discussion about the name change. But again, who cares? The name changed. Fine. That's not the thing. AVIXA, InfoComm, whoever you want to call them, and they want you to call them AVIXA, laid out 10 points of what the change really means. And it goes so far beyond the branding. And I think that's obviously the big issue. And there's plenty of analysis on this. And I'll say this. In the business-to-business industry, in any business-to-business industry, you only have so much room for style, and substance matters very much. So you can say what your organization is. You can tell people our organization is XYZ, our brand is XYZ, whatever it's going to be. What matters is what you do. That is what creates and defines who you are. So for this, our trade organization, for our industry, what will matter is what they do. And if they follow through on the 10 points, I think it's going to be great for all of us, and it's going to be great for the new membership that it's going to bring in. So it's fun to say fun things and come up with funny ways to use the new name. That's entertaining, but that's not the substance of what really changed, and I don't think the name change matters at all. What matters is those 10 points and what the industry, what this organization does for the industry going forward. Okay, we've got some new product news, and our first item is from Epson. They are announcing their next generation EX series and VS series portable projectors. Yes, portable projection is still a thing. People still need to carry around projectors or deploy projectors as needed instead of permanently installing them. Epson has a couple of great options. The EX series is wireless and runs up to 3600 lumens and everything from SVGA all the way up to UXVGA, which is full HD. Again, that's a wireless projector. And then there's the VS series up to 3300 lumens for the largest one. And again, running from SVGA up to UXVGA, which is full HD. They both have horizontal and vertical keystoning, which I think is really important with a portable projector, because you never know where you're going to really be able to put that. You can't always put it where you need to. And so vertical keystoning and horizontal keystoning, I think, are really great tools for that. So check out the wireless EX series or the wired VS series from Epson for portable projection. In other new product news, we have the new MMPI Studio Monitor Management System from Yamaha. So gone are the days when post-production and editing and mixing and those sorts of activities can be done with just stereo or 5.1. Now we have immersive content being used in experiential environments. And so that requires a monitor system in the editing and mixing studio that can emulate lots and lots of speakers. So Yamaha has this processor, DSP and processor. It's a 32 by 32 matrix, and it's really built for creating immersive. You can still do stereo mixing and stereo mastering, but it's there for doing immersive applications, and it gives you the control of the studio monitors themselves, the speakers that are in the studio where you're working, so that you can do that. And it allows working on content for Dolby Atmos, Auro 3D, and NHK 22.2. As I mentioned, it's a 32 by 32 matrix and sample rates up to 192 kilohertz. So this is a really useful tool for any content creators who need to go beyond 5.1 and need to have the ability to easily manage the monitoring system within their studio. So that's the Yamaha MMPI. Our final topic this week is Harman Pro. As you've probably seen in the news, they have a plan to close several offices, which will result in employment impacts to about 650 employees within the Pro brands. In our industry, 650 is an awful lot, and that's unfortunate. Obviously, companies make their business decisions. They have the rights to make those business decisions, and there are impacts to people on an individual basis. And there will certainly be impacts to our industry because of this, not the least of which is a number of very talented people who might not have been available to other companies within our organization will now be available to other companies in our organization, within our industry, I mean, and who knows what impact that could have on those brands. And obviously we'll be watching to see what impact it has on the Harman Pro brands themselves. It's 650 is just a lot of people. For our industry, it's a lot of people, regardless of how big the organization really is. That's a lot of people. So we'll just have to keep an eye on what happens there. My colleagues, those who I used to work at a Harman Pro brand, so I still have colleagues I consider friends who work within these brands and are affected. And I also have colleagues because they're part of this industry, and this is a small industry. And so I wish all the best of luck to everyone going forward, and I hope it works out well for everybody. But again, this is a big impact on Harman itself and on our industry, and we'll be keeping a close eye on it to see in the future what it brings overall for the industry. That's going to be the AV report for this week. Just over my shoulder here is a picture of San Juan, Puerto Rico. As I'm recording this, Hurricane Maria is actually impacting the island presently, and we'll have to see how it comes out. I look forward to all of Puerto Rico looking this beautiful again soon, and I hope everybody comes through things okay there. So, as I said, that's the report for this week. Until next time, thank you for watching, and go see some live local music in your area. And this has been the AV Report.